don't understand what's going on here.
Give me a break, give me a break.
I don't understand what's going on here.
Really? That's the first thing I see. I step into my room. First message pops up. I just hit someone with my car. What the fuck? Oh, absolutely
Give me
insane.
a break, give me a break.
Oh my god. That was meant to be a sub message. Oh my god. Oh, I love it. Oh. There we go. Was this vehicular manslaughter right after a beer? Driving in my car right after a beer. Hey, that. Drunk is shaped like a deer. The fuck? Okay, we are. Hello? Hello? Okay. I'm gonna go check audio settings on Twitch. I'm gonna actually make it so that I don't hear myself. There we go. Go to twitch.tv. Oh, actually, you might be hearing a bunch of extra noises. Shit. Let me just... That's the event in the driving game, hitting ghosts on a road law. Oh, I see. Okay, expander is still on. Should be default. There we go, yeah. That's good. He was jerking to Touhou feats, that's why he's so late. No, I actually legit just came home. That's why I was a bit late. I have a long school day today, and driving here was taking a really long time. Yeah, all that's good. I'm gonna go switch to Twitch. Fuck, I have to set my keyboard correctly. Twitch.tv. Just to check out if the audio is doing proper stuff. Just to see. I actually have to still the Switch stream title. Don't. Well, we can play some more Touhou Jam games. Come on. Why is the the music isn't playing on stream? That's why. I sound very quiet. Is that audio good? Okay, I'll just raise the thing a little bit. Just to see. Alright. I think that's good. That's perfect. Oh, fuck, I have to switch stream. No, yeah, well, it's okay. It's okay. We can play Touhou Jam games today for a bit. Actually, which ones didn't I do yet? I played 2, I played 3. I played all of these, didn't I? Actually, let me just quickly. Let me just do this real quick. Touhou Jam. Oh, stream these. There we go. I have these on. There we go. I have no idea which one I should actually play now. There was some I wanted to do. I wanted to do Turnabout one. I wanted to do this one. This one especially. And where is it? Okay. I think, yeah, we'll play this one. This one seems the most interesting one. Uber is just kind of a not one that I'm really too interested in. Highly responsive to cards. What's this one? This one seems pretty. Just pretty. It's fine by me. Perfect. So let's check out the itch.io page. I got sick and had like stuff in the end, so I had to have it in a simple deck of cards at my disposal to participate. So what the heck, I gave it a try. Like a couple times, I mean, quite a card. Okay. It's kind of, I don't know. I'm not all too keen on it just now, just for a bit. I want to play this one. I want to play the Turnabout one. Fixed version, please. Stream might lag a bit, but that's okay. While I'm downloading that. Germa's Big Adventure. Wait, what? There we go. That's downloaded. Touhou Ace Attorney. Perfect. Exactly what I need. Let's close all the tabs. Stop showing. Go to downloads. Touhou Ace. Let's hope it works. You should go back to the I want to get the silly ending. I should, but I want to get a walkthrough of it because I don't know how long it'll take. Resolution. Let's increase the resolution, please. There's no music in this game, Lamau. Oh, you know what we can do then? I mean, let me quickly set it up. Audio cap. Wait, can I do audio capture of a window? That's below. Perfect. YouTube. I will. Actually, is YouTube and game on the same track? Yes, it is. That's not what I want. That does. I'll just do the Discord one. I have Discord on a different track, so let me just search up Ace Attorney music. We'll go for the DS one, which is extended. Play Spy Stole the Precious Intelligence? No. I want to do Courtroom. Which one is it? Actually, you guys should hear it now. Which one is it? This one, yeah! I want to do this one. This one will be perfect. Yes. How's the audio? This seems to be good. Might be a little bit loud on the music end, but I think this is fitting for this game. Touhou Turnabout Threads. Let's start a new game. It's so boring today. I got a break IRL, but nothing exciting is happening in here. Hey, Renosuke, do you got any Kirby on that 3DS you got a while ago? Oh, what? Oh, you mean that little box that conjures worlds? I think I threw it out last week. You did what? I didn't want anything to do with such a dangerous magical item. It's nothing like that. You see, the 3DS is a retro console developed in 2000. No, is that our target? Yeah, seems that way. Got a lock on it already? Yeah, trust me. I will not disappoint. Good. I'm prepared to do that free. Got it. 1, 2, 3. Let's go! Yeah! Wait, I haven't said free yet. Okay, guess I'm doing this too. Ah! Ouchie, it hurts. Follow the scripts, you dumbo. Huh? Oh, what's happening? We're the two fairies of crafts and we're here to... too fast, too fast! Ow. What's this thing above me? Ah! Well, they're dead. Oh, that was not intentional. Season X, the 20th of October, 11 AM. Dagori Shrine. It's another boring day. Let me check the donation box again. Maybe someone donated while I was asleep. Nope. Still only 7 coins. And all of them were from the drinks I sold to Sakia the other day. Well, at least I haven't had to deal with an incident for a while now. It's nice that it's been peaceful for a while. Maybe I can ditch cleaning for today and take a nap. That sounds like a plan. Now, where did I put my... Rainbow! Big emergency! I flew too fast. Marissa, you could have at least knocked. Marissa Kirisambe, ordinary magician. Sorry, I don't have the time here. Big trouble. It's Pachuli's familiars chasing you again. I'm not helping. It's your own problem. Nah, it's a proper incident this time, and a serious one. An incident? And I've just been getting used to the peace. What is it this time? Trouble in Yokai Mountain again? The animal from hell getting rowdy? If it's something straightforward I can just fly and beat up someone without thinking, that'd be great. Investigation is always my least favorite part of the incident solving. Nah, it's quite different and a bit more complex than that, but... what is it now? Spill it already. Well... Renosuke, you know him. The guy who's practically my only family member nowadays. He's been accused of murder. Huh? That guy? Murdering someone? He doesn't look like he can kill a fairy. Not that anyone can, but I mean, you get my point. How'd he get in trouble? Something feels wrong here. It's... apparently they found a body in his shop hidden in a closet. Happened during the morning when he was setting up shop with Sumireko. When it happened, Sumireko's scream attracted other witnesses and now she's detained. Seeing as he's the most likely culprit. My god. Oh, how did the closet open then? I think if you went to the crime scene, it'd be easier to explain. But I know it's wrong. I feel like it. Reno would have never heard one. Nor a fly. I went to you because I trust your intuition can somehow reveal the truth. Please, help me investigate the truth of the matter. Now get a hold of yourself, Marissa. There's definitely an explanation for this. Don't worry, I'll help you. Now let's go. Oh boy, Renosuke is a murderer! Season X, the 20th of October, 1 PM. Corindal. So, this is the crime scene, huh? So, what actually happened here? How was the body discovered? What are civilians doing here? This is a prohibited area, please back off. Oh, it's you, Rainbow. Not surprising, I suppose. Oh, hi! Whoa! You have a very clean, you have a very clean design. Kaine Kamashirasawa. Kaine Kamashirasawa. My god. Kaine Kamashirasawa. Have piece of knowledge and history. Aine, what are you doing here? Me? I should be asking you the same of you. I'm heading the investigation of the murder of Teiro Meiro, one of the head tailors of the Meiro shop. What about you? I know Renosuke was yours and Marissa's friend, but this is a crime scene, and not anyone can be let in. It's a highly delicate matter. That's exactly why I'm here. Renosuke couldn't have killed someone. Something definitely fishy, and I'm here to prove it. Well, I'm sorry, but this work should be left to professionals. You're just I won't hear that. I'm the Hakuri Shrine Maiden, and my job is to solve incidents, including this one. Your job is to solve incidents related to yokai. And from what I know of you, your way of investigating incidents consists of blindly flying around until you luckily find someone who happens to be related to it. But I'm afraid that kind of investigating does not work here. You're wrong. You're wrong, Kaine. I know how airheaded Reimu can be at times, but intuition is next to nothing. She solved countless incidents by herself, and to count her out of this one would be plain idiotic. Plus, how do we know this incident isn't related to yokai? Renosuke himself is half yokai. Isn't Reimu essentially the police of Gensokyo keeping the peace? I guess, but also... Stupid Marissa. It was a couple of fairies, not Renosuke. Shirasawa. Yeah, Kami Shirasawa. My bad. Oh. Fine. I'll let you do your own investigation if you want, but do not meddle with the crime scene. If you do, I will count you out of any and all incidents occurring in the human village in the future. Your Hakuri Shrine Maiden rolled despite. You'll refer to me if you want to try anything. Do you understand? Well, thank you, Kaine. I promise that I will unravel the truth of this. Do keep in mind that you shouldn't let your emotions cloud your judgment. Renosuke might be your friend, but if he turns out to be guilty, I trust that you should accept that. Let's go, Marissa. I'll prove Renosuke is innocent together. So, Kaine, will you help tell us about the investigation then? Sure. I'll disclose to you what's public so far. Great! I'll want to ask you a few questions then. Firstly, can you tell me the details of events of what happened? How much have you been told by Marissa already? Only that the victim's body was found in the closet in the morning, which opened somehow. Yeah, firstly. Look at this map to get a clear look at the layout of the shop before the incident occurred. Evidence scan map of Korendo. At approximately 8 AM, 3 minutes before Korendo would usually open, Renosuke and his assistant Sumireko were preparing the items for shop for display, and generally cleaning the shop. Suddenly, however, a duo of fairies broke into the shop. They wanted to cause mischief and pulled a prank by messing the place around, and eventually the closet fell over on one of them. That fairy broke the door of the closet as it tried pushing the closet off, but when the closet door was open, the body fell out. Someone heard the crash and went to check the shop, and when they did, they saw the body and screamed, calling to attention further witnesses. I tried to get a hold of the situation as fast as I could once I heard of it, and ordered everyone off as I began the investigation. Those Tengu journalists were extremely annoying to drive off though. Naturally, as the body was found in the shop, our premier suspect was the owner of the shop himself, Renosuke. But why just Renosuke? Sumireko was there too, right? Well, not that I think that she was the murderer. I thought that too, but that was quickly proven impossible. But a nearby associate of Aente, a medical expert, was able to conduct an impromptu autopsy. She was able to determine that the body was likely killed last night, likely around the evening, as the body was still somewhat fresh. Further reports said the victim was still alive last night, suggest this was the case. And as we have it, Sumireko had an alibi. She was supposedly sent away when the murder likely happened. This is corroborated by the people in the village seeing her deliver some goods. The body was sent to Aente to conduct a further autopsy. It should be done by tomorrow. What about Renosuke? What did he say he was doing last night? Does he have an alibi? Unfortunately, no. He was spending his time in the shop, which also doubles as his home, at night. He's a solitary person, does not have many guests or even customers, so nobody can attest to what he was doing that night. More unfortunately for him, the closet was locked with a lock that could only be opened with Korendo's master key, which he had on his person. The only thing we know for sure is that the ledger confirmed some transactions that were made during the day, but it's not very detailed due to the shop's unpopularity with the customers. There are only a few entries from the day of the murder there, on there. Evidence get, Corindel ledger. Wow, we are just getting handed evidence by the police. Oh, safe to say that all the evidence points to him. Huh. Well, what's the other key on the table? That's the key to Corindel. The main key to be exact. Renosuke keeps 2 keys around with him? A spare one and a main one? But I think the spare key is usually... Oh, wait. Oh yeah, that's Mirror-san. I think the spare key is usually given to Sumireko nowadays. This one was found on his person, but we confiscated that for the time being. Evidence get Corindel key. And what about the spare key? Well, we haven't had the time to find it yet. Our search of Sumireko revealed that she did not have it either. That sounds suspicious. Do not get any ideas in your head. We will find it in due time. Then, to my next question. Who is the victim? The name's Tairo Medo. He was a tailor who worked with his wife, Hando Medo, in a workshop named the Medo Shop. Since one of Renosuke's side gigs is tailoring clothes himself, the two had a kind of business rivalry selling clothes to the people of the village. So you're saying that Renosuke's supposed motive might have been business-oriented? That's a possibility. Renosuke is more popular with the more enigmatic inhabitants of Gensokyo, the ones living on the outside the village. The remote location of his shop makes it easy for those kinds of people to visit, but Tairo was by far more popular among the actual inhabitants of the village. It is said that he and his wife tailoring is of exquisite quality. Some of Aku's own robes were made by them. As for personally, Renosuke claims that he didn't know the man much beyond a simple acquaintance. He said that Tairo sometimes even comes to his shop to buy some of Korindo's outside world curiosities. It doesn't seem like there was much of a motive for this then. You'd think so. We should never underestimate people's capacity to lie. Our interrogations of Renosuke and other people related to the case still aren't done, so more info is bound to be found. The other people... You think I can have an opportunity to talk to them myself? Sorry. Might allow you to investigate the scene itself, but with how prone to manipulation people are, I can't let you talk to anyone. What? Renosuke and Sumireko are our friends, and they must have some essential info about the situation. Well, I suppose I can let you talk to Renosuke. For all the shock of his incident, he seemed to have recovered relatively quickly. He's been detained in the Hida household. Kaine, Reimu's style of incident resolution is to beat up any yokai in her way. Do you really want to be in her way right now? What does Rumi with cat ears say? So nyano ka. That's a terrible pun. Also, I keep suddenly like hearing loud noises. Whatever. It's okay. I thought about my watch, but it's probably just the music. I can't let you talk to Sumireko though. She's a teenager. And witnessing a murdered body just like that made her mental situation, well, less than well. Same goes for the others, especially the victim's wife, Handa. She must have had even more shock hearing the news. But... how will we know what happened if we can't hear from them directly? Oh. I suppose I can let you know this as well. Renosuke will be tried in the Hida court to ascertain the truth of this crime. The Hida court? If a case goes into that court, that means it's as good as over. Almost all suspects going into that are branded guilty. You really think this case is that clear and cut? For the God's sake. Well, if you'd like to try your luck, you can try acting as a defense for him. Most people lack the courage or experience to defend those tried at the Hida court, so the defendant ends up defending himself. But if you believe in Renosuke that much, you may act in his stead. I will. And I'll prove he's innocent. Good luck then. I hope for your sake that you can somehow turn this around. As unlikely as it may be. God, I keep clicking right mouse click. Oh boy, time to go investigating. Can you believe her? Just because the body was found in his shop, locked by his keys, died when he had no alibi, she concludes that he's the killer. She wouldn't let us talk to Sumireko. You're right, but... I think I know something we can do. Huh? What? Oh wait, did I misread that? Probably. What is it? Ta-da! It's kindness notes on the case. Huh? When did you... Shh, don't let her hear you. I pickpocketed it while she was talking with you. I'll give it back to her later. It's mostly got the info she just told you, but there's one interesting thing in here. What is it? The wife, apparently. She's still kept at the tailor shop. We could maybe take a little detour over there, get a little sneak peek at the info she has for us tomorrow. Won't there be people surrounding that house? Don't worry, I know my way better than anyone on how to break in. Get a temporary guest ship into any building. Okay. But we gotta make it so we look all professional-like, so she doesn't get suspicious of it. All right, let's go. Oh, shit. Huh? Where'd my note go? I put it in his pocket, didn't I? Oh shit, she knows. Oh, maybe you're better off getting it back to her discreetly before she gets suspicious. On it. Cheating attorney Satori coming soon, now with even less Satori. I'm annoyed Riva with a bad pun. Yeah, you did. Hello, what did I miss? You are missing Satori! Not Satori. Renosuke has been accused of murder. One of the whatever family member has died. And we are on the case of defending Renosuke. Because apparently the body was found in his shop, locked by his keys, when he had no alibi. Anyway, Season X, the 20th of October, 2 p.m. The Mado House. It's almost terrifying how easy you can make breaking into people's houses look like, Marissa. You never underestimate a magician whose daily task risk her life to borrow books. This is their house/shop, right? It's a lot more simple than I thought. Still, very pretty fabric around. Let's find this Mado lady, huh? What was her last name again? Hondai? Anyway, I made these look like guard badges for us to pretend to be working alongside Kaine for this case. This way, she won't be getting suspicious of us. Good thinking. But why do they look so crumpled up? There she is. Hey yo, how you doing, lady? We're with the investigation team for your husband's murder, and we're here to ask you a few questions. Wow, very insensitive, Marissa. On the Mado, exquisite handcrafting tailor. Investigation? I thought you already asked questions. Yeah, we're here to confirm more stuff. See if you could kind of repeat your statements that you had already made to others so we can find your husband's killer. Not much of a talker, is she? I'm not crying in a fucking... Why do I even begin? My beloved Tyro. So young for this world. Taken from me so soon. I cannot bear it. Why did it have to be him? Sob. Hey, calm down. It's fine. Just breathe slowly. We're sorry about your husband's death, which is why we're doing our best to know the facts of this matter. If you want his killer to face justice, please tell us all you know. I wonder how Reimu will get out of this situation, alright? So, she's pretending to be a policeman, working with the guards, investigating, and then probably this woman, the dead guy's wife, is gonna show up to court as a witness and see the fucking same person who was defending the court somewhat, defending Renosuke, who is the prime suspect of that motherfucker's murder. Actual insane play. I mean, no way is Reimu gonna get like a good way to look out of this, because like Reimu, like second most popular character in the entirety of Gensokyo, and now she's defending a supposed killer. Cry reverb, cry for the fans. I can't. I'm not this guy's wife. I'm not the wife. I sniff? Okay. What do you want to know? Ask about? There are a lot of things to say about my hubby. You'll need to be more specific. Otherwise, my answers will be too long or too general and unhelpful. Well, first, what did you and your husband do last night, before his murder? Yesterday was a weekend for us, but there was not a lot of business around. So we just began finishing work with commissions left from the prior week. Well, it got late into the day. My husband went out once to get some groceries, all that was well. But sometime in the evening, we got into an argument. Me and my husband... Argument? Well, what kind was it? I'd prefer not to say. It's a personal matter. But I assure you it's nothing related to the case. I think it's very related to the case, but sure. Is it that personal? I guess we won't. Ooh, household drama! That sounds very mighty interesting. As detectives of this case, we should have to ask you to give us all the details. Please be more sensitive with respect to victim's family. We're not just doing mere gossip. Sorry. Anyway, what happened next? My husband stormed out of the house. He needed to cool off some steam, I think. I just kept at my work to keep my mind busy. I couldn't handle making my husband mad. And, well, as it turns out, that was the last time I saw my husband. I waited for him all night, but he never came back. Next thing I heard in the morning, some commotion there was in Corando. And I saw them take a covered body away from the store. And that body would be... Wow, would no, I'm not gonna do a wow, would anyone do such a thing to my poor beautiful Waluigi? Why would anyone do such a thing to my poor beautiful husband? A million curses upon the murderer. Speaking of, do you think Renosuke is the actual murderer? I know you guys was a business rival, but can you tell us about the relationship between Mr. Mado and Renosuke? Oh, that young man? I'm not sure if he's a murderer or not. I can only hope that whatever the investigation concludes which is correct. Oh, okay. She's kind of neutral on it, I guess. Mr. Mochika himself is a respectable man. He didn't seem the type to kill someone. You may have to think that they're business rivals, but that's not the case at all. In fact, my husband was even a regular patron of Corindol. The shop had a lot of rare materials accessible only from the outside world. Many fabrics and silk, and so my husband loved to get the latest things that appeared there. Of course, I didn't think that getting the latest outside world material was important. I think our locally made silk is perfectly fine. But my husband insisted, despite how expensive it sometimes got. Huh? So you're saying that your husband and Renosuke's were actually quite close? Oh, I can't actually say on the personal level, but given I never saw any of their conversations. Pyro himself never talked much about Renosuke, only about the latest supplies he bought. So, who knows, maybe they've got some kind of grudge along the way that he hid from me. How's life, Rev? Pretty sweet. Pretty good, apparently. We're figuring out we're finding out the murder of this guy's wife. This guy's dead husband. Reimu's natural luck will get her out of it. No, not yet, you're not. Oh, okay. Could it be possible? I need to ask Renosuke directly about their relationship then. Evidence get Hando made a statement. Thank you very much, Miss Hando. Your information was extremely helpful here. I'm happy to be of assistance to the investigation in any way I can. However, whoever you catch as the culprit, I hope you give them the heaviest sentence you can. Yeah. Goodbye, miss. Okay. Season X, the 20th of October, 3 p.m. Human Village cells. What voice should I give him, chat? What voice? Oh, actually, I'd probably... Should I give him a silly voice? This is the Ace Attorney fan game, after all. Should I give him a silly voice? Skeleton voice? Sure, I can do that. Gronk from Emperor's New Groove? I don't know who that is. I might, or some fat. I might just do a skeleton voice. Who's here to visit me now? Gronk voice is so hard. Are you kidding? The voice from the Govo? Oh, I have to pull up the Govo then. let me quickly pull up the Govo voice just to see Let me quickly pull up Govo. Gensokyo Odyssey voiced. Perfect. Give it a moment. Where is Runosuke? I know Human's Village, yeah. In the heart of the village, you step into a humble shop. However, your arrival is not met with a bustling exchange of goods, but rather a lackluster maze of obscure knickknacks. Like a soldier in a minefield, you bravely navigate the perilous territory that has poorly managed to spade shelves to the counter. Hoping to find some answers, you instead find a meager shopkeeper, sleeping soundly on the countertop. Okay.
Fuck you, Dormy.
Hold on.
Sorry, I was expecting there to be like a cutaway gag where the camera cuts.
Okay, I'll do that voice. And we're back to the music. Jeremy Clarkson. Make him speak in Spanish. Oh, who's here to visit me now? Oh, it's you two. Finally some friendly faces around here. Whoa, my man, what the fuck? You have slimmed down. Runosuke Morichika, store owner of Korendo. Everyone's looking at me like I've killed someone. Frankly, it's unpleasant. I think it's because they do think you killed someone. Sheesh, this place is dark. Don't you have any torches or anything to spare? Unfortunately, no. At least I can see decently in the dark due to my yokai ancestry. Anyway, I assume you already know why I'm here, right? Yep. We heard the news that you were suspected of murder and came by as quickly as we could. Don't worry, Vino. We're gonna get you out of here. Ah, please. I'd like not to have a prison break on my list of crimes as well. Just murder is enough. That wasn't what Marissa meant. At least I assume she wasn't. Of course I didn't mean breaking Marissa out of prison. I guess that plan will be accepted. We're actually here to get you out in a different way. We're gonna defend you and prove your innocence to the people of the village. Oh? How will that work? Supposedly they're gonna implement a court system to test your crime. The Hida Court. As far as I know, Gensokyo was sealed off right before modern courts were introduced to Japan. But there was some attempts to implement something like them a long time ago. They fell off after the death of the last Hida reincarnation, though. Yeah, and Daki wants to re-establish it. I see. But are you up to the task? Yeah! I think we came here to ask you questions so we can know more about the case. If you're innocent, I know you're innocent, then we'll find the truth that will get you free. I see. I appreciate your belief in me. Very well then, what do you want to ask? Well, firstly, what is your relationship to the victim? Mr. Mado? Well, I haven't really yet seen much over the conversation with him. He was a nice enough fellow, I suppose. Also, one of the more frequent customers to my shop. His wife said the same thing. She said she bought a luxury tailoring material, right? That's right. I had to define one thing about the Ran. It's the quality of his work was supreme. So I was glad to assist him in the creation of his craft. And can you tell us what you know about what happened yesterday? Gladly. Well, except I don't actually remember much of what happened yesterday. Huh? What do you mean you don't remember? Well, first, I'll tell you what I do remember. The morning was pretty uneventful, just as usual. I got a minimal amount of customers, so I was tied up the shop and read some of my books. The first real event happened at about 6 p.m. Mr. Mado came to my shop that day to buy his usual supplies. Shortly after that, Sumerako entered at the usual time to do her part-time work here. I instructed her on some basic tasks and chatted with her for a bit. Then I went to my room to do some more of my readings. But I don't know what happened after that. I must have dozed off asleep or something because everything at that point is blank to me. You mean you were unconscious on the day of the murder? Well, it seems that way, yes. You're not lying, are you? Believe me, I'll be the first person to say anything that would help me get out of this mess. But I can't say what I don't know. That does not help us. Why do you have to be asleep through it? Well, if you slept through the murder, do you think someone else must have used that opportunity to plant the body in the shop? That's what my intuition is telling me. That is a possibility. Well, guess I'll just have to try to angle out court then. We'll do our best, I promise. Don't worry, Reno. Rainbow's intuition is unmatched. If she feels something instinctively, then it must be correct. I thank you for troubling yourself so much for my sake. Don't mention it. I stole you a lot of things. Hearing that you'll pay me back sometime is certainly a rare thing. Well, we must be going now. I think we've investigated all we can. We can only hope that we can somehow prove Renosuke's innocence. We will! Season X, the 29th of October, 10 AM. The Hida Court and Shenta. Hold on, I have to get the music for this. Where is it? Where is it? Where's trial? Where's trial? Trial, there it is. The Hida Court antechamber. I'm so nervous. The darkness of this place does not help at all. Seriously, do you not have any torches around here? You managed to talk with Renosuke and Mr. Mado's wife, and got a decent bit of info. But I still don't feel like I have a full view of the case. Don't be like that, Reimu. Renosuke is innocent. As innocent, Patchouli is generous to me. Well, I don't think I'd call Patchouli's attitude towards you generous. Ah, Reno, you're here. Yes, I am truly sorry for putting you all in this situation. Don't be. I'm sure someone set you up for this, and we're gonna reveal the truth. You're right. We just have to believe in your innocence. But is simply belief enough to get me out of this? I'll get by, somehow. There's still a few odd things we found after all. Thank you. I'll be putting my life in your hands today. Speaking of, how does this court thing even work? I've read a bit of it in novels, but am I supposed to be the defense, right? Isn't there a counter to that with something like an attack? The one who's hitting the other side of this case? It's not kinda, is it? It ain't called attack, it's called prosecution. It's simple. The detective lays out the general info about the case, the prosecutor argues in favor of my guilt, while you argue in favor of my innocence. But, it ain't looking too good for us. From what I've heard, the one heading the prosecution is a god. A god? What's a god got to do with this investigation? Beats me, but if someone like that is heading it, then people must really have their faith in Renosuke is guilty. I don't know much either, but I heard that the guards next to the cell that the prosecutor is supposedly very wealthy and shrewd-minded. I'll have to prove them wrong then. I'll make everyone have faith in Renosuke instead. Oh. Season X, 20th of October, 10 AM. Damn, this is a clean place. The Hida Court. Court is now in session for the trial of Renosuke Morichika. Hida no Akyu, 9th incarnation of Maire. This serves as the 67th hearing of the Hida Court since its inception, and the first one in over 80 years since my last reincarnation. Truly a historical moment. As such, everything in this court will be written down into Gensokyo Chronicles. Are both sides ready? Is this like the Gensokyo Chronicle that they're talking about? The defense is ready, Your Honor. The majestic prosecution is ready, Your Honor. Junior Origami, the impulsive, disasterful prosecution. When I heard the prosecution was a god, I expected it to be the pestilence god. Oh ho ho! So the Hakari Shrine maiden herself wishes to put up a defense against this shabby murder of a man. What's wrong? Speeches at my fabulousness, my godly attire, perhaps even my luxurious aura? More like you're a manageable character box in the mouth. Do you even know anything about the law to be doing this job? Of course I do. I studied the law as much to be able to make effective to make legitimate business ventures in the past. She may look ridiculous, but don't let her guard down, Reimu. Don't let your guard down, Reimu. She has a way with words that can be very well convince people of her schemes. Ahem! Your opening statements, please, Miss Yorigami. Of course, your magnificent honor. I do not dare to delay you. The victim of our case is one Tairo Mado. He was the head of the Mado shop, a tailor shop that sold high-quality clothing to the denizens of the human village. I recognize him. Some of my robes I wear during your ceremonies were tailored by that place. It's a bit of a shame he had to die. Oh, thank you, Supra. Now June is definitely the type to laugh like, oh. Thank you for the 5 months. Oh, we're gonna solve this prosecution in celebration of that. Of course, compared to the quality of my clothing, which were handcrafted and shipped over from the finest tailors from the exotic countries of the outside world, his tailoring was of a middling quality. But I digress. His body was found dead last morning in the shop owned by our chief defendant over there, Corindo. This points clearly to the obvious and undeniable fact that nobody else is the murderer. Objection! Just because the body was found in his place does not mean that it was the killer. It could have been placed there to incriminate him. What a weak argument. It seems your understanding of this case is minimal, so let me enlighten your good-for-nothing other than fighting shrine maiden brain. I call upon my stand my first witness. A witness? Yes, she's a detective heading the case, and I believe her findings will show the court that, without a shadow of a doubt, the culprit is clearly that frail man named Renosuke. Here she comes. I can't believe Kaina would accept working with such a lame prosecutor. At least, she's more reasonable than June. Very well. The court orders the first witness, Kaina Kamishirasawa, into the stand. State your name and occupation, witness. Kaina Kamishirasawa. I mainly work as a teacher in the village's temple school, helping keeping the history of the village. I also take over most of the shrine's duty in the village, since a certain shrine maiden got too lazy to do them himself. I don't feel the burden of a countless stack papers is on me. Ah, yes, Miss Kamishirasawa. Your help in writing the Kensuke Chronicles is invaluable. I know no one as dependable as you. I appreciate the compliment, Your Honor, but it is only my duty. Due to my familiarity with the village and its inhabitants, especially the ones related to yokai like Renosuke, I was assigned as the main detective of this case. As you can see, Kaina is a very wonderful individual. Our conclusions in this case wouldn't have been if it wasn't for her. I see. Very well then, Miss Kamishirasawa. Please present your testimony. We've already heard most of it, but it still leaves a bad feeling in my stomach now that we have to listen to it on an official record. Witness testimony 1. The facts of the case. As you already know... wait, hold on. Can we do... Should we do cross-examine? Okay, I'm going to do cross-examine. 1 minute, please. Cross-examination. This is it, I think. There it is. As you already know, the victim of this case is one Tairo Meido, the owner of the tailor shop called Meido Shop. According to the autopsy report, he was killed at night, the day before the body was discovered, and the cause of his death was a stab wound that pierced his heart. However, his body contains many other stab wounds, 28 stab wounds in total, all of which pierced holes throughout it. The weapon of the crime scene is suspected to be the Masumi katana, treasured in Korindo's collection. Of course, it's fully wiped clean as of now, but the stab wounds do track with the shape of the weapon. The body was found yesterday morning, after a duo of fairies tried performing a prank on the place before it would open. The prank caused a locked closet in the shop. Fuck, Jesus Christ. Kaiser moment? Honestly, yeah. The prank caused a locked closet in the shop to break, which revealed the body for all of us to see. As you can see, the monster in a man's flesh named Morishikawa is just not satisfied with a single blow to kill his victim. 28 stab wounds. He didn't even leave the poor tailor a chance to beg for mercy. One must wonder what went on the defendant's head at the moment. Was it anger, hate, stabbing him again and again? What more is there to say, Your Honor? The defendant might as well say, I killed him, and be done with it. Not so fast, Miss June. The defense has the right to cross-examine a witness testimony. What good will that do? The air-headed shrine maiden can't differentiate gold from fool's gold. How is she to find anything in a respectable detective statement? But fine, let the defense try that charade. One more thing about the sword. Is it with us here? It might be important to have on hand just in case. Yeah, it's in my guard's custody. I'll submit it alongside the autopsy report for you to see. Evidence kept, Masamune Katana, and autopsy report. No, you don't know how much I want to punch that fucking prosecutor. Me too, Ramo, but we need to focus on Kaine's statements first. And it does not look good for us. 28 stab wounds? Renosuke, he would never do something like that. This is clearly bogus. Let's dismantle her statements now, Ramo. Yeah. One question. What is this cross-examination thing? You don't know? I thought you read mystery novels. They mostly screamed at each other most until the truth revealed itself. It wasn't so formal as this. Okay, it's fine. I'll help you with it real quick then. A cross-exam... Why the fuck does Marissa know this? A cross-examination is the defense's chance to turn the table on a prosecution. That's why we reveal the contradictions in the witness testimony. Well, and how do we do that? It's simple. You just ask the witness to repeat their testimony. And the two main things you can do during it are... 1. You can press on any of their statements. Ask them for more info, more detail. Sometimes you can get some valuable info. You always want to press on as many statements as you can. There's absolutely no penalty to it. 2. You can present a piece of evidence on any of these statements. This is where the tricky part is. You gotta look carefully at the content of each statement and cross it with the evidence that you have on hand. If you find one statement that contradicts some of the info or one of the pieces of the evidence, then bingo! You score the contradiction. And you get to rub it in the prosecutor's face. That seems like a plan. But nothing in her testimony seems like it has an obvious contradiction. Well, let's look carefully. There's bound to be something we can do here. Alright, let's press on. She stole law books. I guess, yeah. Because she's a criminal herself? Yeah, Marissa is a thief. Yeah, she probably wouldn't know how this all goes along. Alright, cross-examination. I want to press on with this case. Called Metal Shop, yeah. Hold it! You told us he was a well-known tailor. Did he have any enemies? Anyone who might hold a grudge? Not to our knowledge, he was well liked in the village. His business was doing well, and he was married for quite a while. It's what makes this so shocking. Precisely. So who else could have done it except someone living on the outskirts of the village? Someone dealing in strange artifacts and doesn't commingle with the village community. June, you are a scammer. Shut the fuck up. The way you commingle with the community is by scamming them. You're pointing fingers before we even have the facts. Hey, Raymond, what if someone was trying to steal stuff from his house and let him here to kill him so he'd have free reign to steal what they could from the tailor shop? Unfortunately, there was no sign of a break-in either. Corando nor the tailor shop. The man's wife was at his home the entire time and she reported no one coming home that night. How tragic. She must have been worried sick waiting for her husband to come home. Yet he never did. Only found out later he's been murdered by some shady peddler. I can only sympathize with her. I told you the murder hasn't been established yet. But still, no known motive. What could it have been? As you already know, the victim of the case is one Tyro Mato, the owner of the tailor shop called Mato Shop. Okay. Hold on. I almost pressed present. Do we know where the victim was before night? Unfortunately, the last thing we know of is his wife's statement said he'd gone out that night. Unfortunately, everyone in the village ever goes to sleep early. No reason to stay awake that late at night, especially in the streets. What would someone even do staying awake that late? Sit on that bed for 3 hours moving their fingers through a brick? So you're saying we don't have anyone who saw his path to the shop? Yes, but considering where his body was at, we can assume where his final destination was. Final destination? The movie? If only we could track his location for the night. Wouldn't it be a region of privacy? Who would even bother enough to track every single person at all times? According to the autopsy report, he was killed at midnight the day before the body was discovered, and the cause of death is a stab wound that pierced his heart. Let's press on. No break-in? There was glass shattered. That was because of the fairies at prank. Do we know where the victim was before night? Unfortunately, the last thing we know of is if his wife. Oh yeah. Okay, yes we did. Yeah, we already did this. However, his body contains many other stab wounds, 28 wounds in total, all of which pierced the holes throughout it. Yeah. That's crap. 28 stab wounds? Isn't that a bit much? Why would someone go that far if they can kill someone with just one stab? Maybe 2 at most. That's what we'd like to know from the defendant. Oh, of course, he denies it, but it must have been only blind rage. Blind and frenzied rage. The man was bleeding, begging for mercy, and the defendant stabbed him again and again and again. I know he killed him, so why don't he just say it? I killed him. Is it that hard to say? June, are you confessing that you killed him? Just say you killed him. Just say it. Sorry, I don't know what went over me. Weird. Anyway, this proves the ferocious nature of the defendant. Another likely explanation is the culprit might have tried desecrating the victim's body beyond recognition, trying to make it harder to track. Of course, that must have been needed more than a day's work to be done properly, so the body was stored until it could be disposed of properly. Is something wrong, Marissa? 28 stab wounds. Minovsky would never do such a thing. Something's definitely fishy here. Yeah. Okay. The weapon of the crime is expected to be Masamune Katana, turned from Gorgeous collection. Sure. By the way, this is a lot more easy and stupid than Ace Attorney. Yes, it is. Masamune Katana? What's that? It's an ancient 13th century katana created by the legendary blacksmith of the same name. However, most of his weapons were lost in time, which might explain how it got into Gensokyo and into Mr. Morishika's collection. But why would he keep such a thing? Isn't it clear? The moment he got the sword in his collection, he was planning this murder. I can feel it in my bones. Now that's just slander. Inosuke is only a collector of things. Rare stuff like that sword would be sought for by anyone of his profession. In any case, the katana was found stored in a glass case within the shop. The weapon of the crime is... Okay, well... Of course, it's fully wiped clean as of now, but the stab wound... Yeah, let's... What do you mean by saying it's fully wiped clean? The sword shows signs of being recently cleaned. Even if it's case, it would have signs of collecting dust if it was otherwise unused. As you can see, this clearly points to the sword as being the weapon of the murder. As far as I know, despite the defendant's being a collector of things, he doesn't actually spend all that time cleaning them. The sword was the only thing clean in its part of collection. I think even you should know what that implies. Oh, I shouldn't have asked. Now it only makes Inosuke even more suspicious. Okay, the body was found yesterday morning by the duo fairies performing a prank on the place before it opened. Let's just press on that with that. What do you mean by saying it was fully wiped clean? Wait, what? Didn't I just... Okay. That's weird. Why is it giving me the same one? The prank caused a loss... Yeah, which revealed all bodies. Why would the fairies have chosen to do a prank on that shop on that specific day? The reason why isn't relevant to the case. What's important is that the fairies happened to do it, which fortunately revealed the ugliness of the defendant. If you're thinking that the fairies might have done it deliberately, save it for yourself. Fairies aren't smart enough to plan a murder meticulously. Besides, they can even hold a sword. What? Objection sustained. The reason for this prank is not relevant to the current question. How was the judge convinced by that sly beast? Excuse me? What did you just say? I will have you know that standing silent upon my name or nature is grounds for a lawsuit. Never mind, it was nothing. Alright. I don't know what the murder was. I don't know the murder was this brutal. I'm afraid of seeing what the actual body might have looked like now. This only reinforces my belief in Arnosuke. He would never do such a barbaric thing to someone. Come on, Rainbow, let's find that contradiction. Remember, try to find an inconsistency between evidence and the statements and present the evidence to the wrong his statement. Alright. Let's press on with this one. Okay, yeah, that's not what I was really looking for. Okay, let's go check the court record. Map of Korindo. A map of Korindo before incident shows the body is red dot in the closet. Inosuke consumer record the blue. Wait, what? Red dot in the closet? Oh yeah, because. But when was this taken? Korindo Ledger, 2 AM Sage, outfits commissioned. Sold, red flowers and dyes, 45 yen. So. Korindo had a lot of rare materials, except only from the outside world, many fabrics and silks and such, and so my husband will take the latest thing that would happen there. Between 6 and 10 PM. Stab wound that pierced the heart. From a different angle for a total of 28 stab wounds on the body. Well, considering that he sold red flowers and dyes for 45 yen at 6 PM, and that the murder was between 6 and 10 PM, wouldn't that mean that he was still alive? Interesting. At midnight. That's wrong. 6 to 10 p.m. He was killed at 6 and 10 p.m. This is right, isn't it? I hope it doesn't screw me over. I'm feeling so much adrenaline right now. Like I'm ready to shoot a bunch of facts I'm not going to the prosecutor. Defense, you have a point to make? Yes, I do. Miss Kaine, you just stated that all the wounds pierced completely throughout the body, correct? That's what the initial report indicates, yes. All 28 of them. What does this accomplish? Do you wish to further reinforce your defense's brutal character? Would you please take a close look at the autopsy report? The cause of death, more specifically. Change the SOT to OST to something else? Okay, I will... There we go. Take a close look at the autopsy report. The cause of death, more specifically. Cause of death, stab wound piercing the heart of the sharp weapon, but not the entire body. Oh. As you can see, although the body was indeed likely stabbed with the sword multiple times, the one wound which is stated to have killed the man, the one piercing his heart, is different. From this, I posit that the actual 28th killing wound and the wounds with the sword are different. Are you serious? Now, why would Rinosuke stab the victim one time through the heart to kill him, then stab him 27 times with a different weapon? The prosecution wants you to believe that both were from the same attack. It doesn't make any sense. This proves one thing. The killing blow was made for a different event from the outside stab wounds. Dare I say it was even made with an entirely different weapon even. The entire thing is clear as setup. There is no way. No way that you are this stupid. What? You think a simple thing like that changes the facts? Of course. It's known the killing wound was different. Miss Kaine was simply simplifying a testimony for us, since it isn't an important fact to distinguish. I actually didn't notice. There is one simple explanation for this supposed contradiction. Desecration. You see, the stab wound that killed the victim was calculated. The defendant must have planned it carefully so that the man would be killed in one thrust of the sword. But of course, he was unprepared for the action of actually killing someone. So once the blow was dealt, he panicked. And seeing the blood on his hands, he must have loathed the sight of his crime in front of him. What if someone discovers the body, recognized who he is, connects him to me? And so he went on to the arduous effort of trying to cut the body into different pieces. Of course, just a simple stab and actually cutting a body are too different, especially for an amateur, and it proved too much. So after many failed attempts at cutting the body into pieces with the sword, he decided to hide the body in his own closet so he can try cutting it later. This is proven by the fact that the stab wounds on the heart is more narrow and precise than the other wounds. The other wounds very clearly line up with the sword. And you can very easily make it oh my god. Ad? Okay, I'll wait for the ad to stop. Dun, 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 dun. It's currently very interesting currently going on. Oh, I'm not logged into Twitch on OBS today. Let me quickly just... Oh. Twitch. I wanna show you all. Man, June is doing a lot of talking out of her ass that some actor's gonna believe. True. Stream manager. Can I quickly tell people in chat that I will wait for ads to finish? Insoki is a very low collective IQ, yeah. Can I chat this? Actually, I'm gonna go drink something. I'll be right back. There you go. I'll put that on for now. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go drink something. I'm back. I'm back. I'm ready to make a... Oh, wait. Why was that thing... Why I put it on stream ending? Did I put it on stream ending? Shit, my bad, gang. And you can very easily make it a more narrow one, like the one in his heart with. So, does that answer your question? Oh, I see. So the difference in the way the stab wounds were made points to the way of trying to dispose of the body. Oh, very gruesome. Do you have anything further to add to the case, Miss June? Yes. Now that we have established the method of murder, there's one more pressing issue to explain. The motive. It might seem simple at first glance, but I think a more thorough look into it will reveal more info about our honorable defendant. Miss Kaine, would you please tell us? Yes. As if it isn't bad already, she even has a more up her sleeve. I want to say more up her ass as well. Witness testimony too. Alright. We gotta go to... the motive. Our investigation into the business dealings of the defendant and the victim revealed a clear business rivalry. The middle shop was the premier tailor in the human village. His work was in high demand, including even high-profile customers like Hirano Aki. Renosuke Muchika's business, in comparison, was more niche. It dealt with the yokai and other outsiders to the human village, but these kinds of customers were way more infrequent than humans. He struggled to gain financial foothold on the human village market. We have testimony of people witnessing Tyro flaunting his success in public prior to his death. The prosecution's theory is that this led to this jealousy from the part of the defendant, which festered into deep-seated resentment. Renosuke saw an opportunity to get rid of a competitor, who offered him no value, and in a fit of rage took it. Yeah, that's wrong. That's the motive? That's way too flimsy of an argument. It completely contradicts his defendant's character. You'll have to try better than that, Miss Shrine Maiden. Everyone can easily hide their true character from others, even their closest friends. You should really put aside your emotional judgment and focus on the facts. Miss Tyro was a clear competitor to Renosuke, and such a clear target for elimination. The prosecution is right, defense. You'll have to prove during the cross-examination how this motive doesn't work. How does anyone make any sense of this? How are we supposed to prove that someone who doesn't hate another person? Maybe thinking outside the box might help a bit. Let's just try to see where the cross-examination gets us first. Cross-examination 2. The facts of the case. Our investigation into the business dealings defendant revealed a clear business rivalry. Well, how so? How do we know that they were rivals? Both of them worked in the same industry, tailoring clothes. Yes, it's natural economist theory. A second supplier appearing cuts demand in half. To make it a whole, again, the alternative is to cut the second supplier in half. Or horizontal integrations. But I don't think I suspect to consider that an option. What are you talking about? To make it understandable for your simple brain, basically 2 shops means half as many customers. 1 shop means you get all the customers. Or do I have to teach you basic math in addition to an economic lecture as well? No thanks. No. Ah, fuck, I wanted to press E. Can I? Well, this is only from the outside. Well, this is contradicting. What's this evidence supposed to say, Miss Reimu? If you look between it and this is the statement, you'll see that, bluffing now, are we? Just give up. Hey, Reimu, are you sure about this is correct? Not really. The defense will refrain from presenting false evidence. Okay, well, it's not, though. Like... Okay, well... Let's press on to this one. How successful was this work, actually? Gotta love the stupidity of Phoenix Wright logic. God, please excuse me while I go to update the autopsy report. Oh. When the autopsy report is outdated. I think if you ask anyone in the human village, you'd get the response that he was well beloved by his customers. Indeed, although I don't do the shopping myself, my servants do speak highly of his character and quality of his work. What a shame that such a skilled person would die in such a brutal way. Okay. It's not really useful. I didn't actually know Renosuke dealt that much into tailoring. My own clothing? Well, they usually just get dropped by Yukari for free, so I don't have the ability to provide it myself. Wait, what? You're just trusting Yukari to provide you with clothes? What if they have weird magical properties or something? Oh, look at you. Still getting your shopping done by Grandma. What hit me? I'm gonna... Hold on. Don't call me a grandma! Yeah, where did that come from? To answer your initial question, yes, Renosuke is actually responsible for tailoring the clothes of many yokai denizens of Gensokyo. Clearly, it wasn't enough for him. Greedy for a monopoly, I reckon. It's more niche, where people classify Pyro's finding success in public art. Renosuke isn't the most outgoing person, so he likely hasn't even seen these flauntings. Seeing them or not, I'd still assign that he was much more popular than the defendant. That's not really true. I was curious at the jealousy from the part of the defendant, which festered into deep-seated resentment. Renosuke had an opportunity to get this rid of a competitor. This is not even evidence. This is just like a thought. This isn't even a fact. Like, Renosuke saw an opportunity. Like, this is bullshit. Renosuke would have to have no reason to kill someone over just a simple jealousy. Unfortunately, facts don't care about your feelings, Reimu. Well, it's not a fact. You're assuming something. The fact of the matter is that Renosuke did kill Tyro. This is a thin at best motive. You can't seriously believe that he'd kill someone just over that. People have killed for much less. Even if normally he wouldn't do it. He could have had a particularly bad mood, or maybe harbored deep-seated grudges that finally blew over that day. The seeds of contempt were there, and you can't deny that. Well, she's clearly grasping for straws here, Reimu. Make sure to hit her with all you got. Good idea. Let me prepare my needles. Not that way. I mean hit her with evidence. Sure, that's just wrong. But how? Well... Listen. Fucking... What? Fucking Corindo Ledger. What? So it is impossible to argue against. Like, seriously, business competition? That's extremely petty if true. I think that's what she's going for. She wants us to think Reno is petty. How do I prove this is business competition does not mean hatred or jealousy? Maybe if the rivals really somehow beneficial, or to prove that Tyro being alive would be helpful to Renosuke. Well, yeah, it's the fucking ledger, dipshit. 45 yen. Like... Ledger this? It's not niche, it's the fucking... Okay, well, actually, I don't actually know. Boop. Fucking dicks. Time to go through each and every one of these motherfuckers independently. Coroner's main key found on Renosuke's person after the murder was discovered. Had a lot of rare materials, only from the outside world. Many such fabrics and silks and such, and so I would love to get the latest things. Oh, perfect. There you go. No value, doesn't he buy stuff from them? Yeah. Unfortunately, I have to disagree with the prosecutor's theory there. You claim that the defendant's motive came from a business competition, but that couldn't be possibly further from the truth. As it even turns out, killing the victim would have been actively detrimental to our defendant. And how is that the case? Simply put, the victim was an active customer of the defendant. Renosuke wasn't just a tailor only, he was a peddler of all kinds of rare goods imported from the outside world. Danganronpa player, by the way. True. And with these goods included many rare materials used for sewing clothes, fabrics, and silks, and the like. As such, he worked as a supplier to the other tailors in the human village, including Mr. Mado's own shop. The victim regularly went to Korean to buy supplies for his own tailor shop. Hold on, I have to close this. This is time for this. This was told to us by the defendant himself, and corroborated by none other than the victim's wife herself. Wait, a statement from the victim's wife? How did you? The house was guarded. Don't think about it too hard. The point is, why would the defendant kill such an active customer of his? Even if Mr. Mado's own business overshadowed that of the Renosuke, the thriving of Mado's business was actively beneficial to that of Korendo. This is meant for more sales of its raw goods. You make a good point, Rainbow. Why would the defendant kill someone who's actively purchasing from him? Ergo, your constructive motive for my client is completely and utterly fantasy soul with nothing but lies. Way to go, Rainbow! Now you got her completely speechless. Such a simpleton you are. You think this is new info to us? Of course, we already took into account and further investigated the transactions made by the victim and the defendant. Our theory for the motives wasn't even fully done. Actually, that was just one part of it. But now you gave us an opportunity to get into the crux of the matter. What do you mean? Miss Kaine, would you please do the honors? Yes. Witness testimony frame. The real motive. No, we gotta go back to this one. There you go. This stream was correct that the defendant and victim did indeed have a transactional level relationship, but further investigation revealed a deeper tension. Looking into the papers of Korendo revealed that Mr. Mado was buying highly exotic and expensive material to maintain the high quality of his work. However, that dedication came at a cost. Mr. Mado was highly in debt to Mr. Morichika. The man was highly overdue on his debt. This, in addition to the lower customer pull of Korendo due to Mado Shop's existence, is what we believe is the motive for the murder. During the day of the murder, the victim visited Korendo in order to procure one of the supplies. We believe that during that visit, the defendant may have demanded the debt be paid immediately. When the victim was unable to do so, that may have caused a fit of rage which led to the theft of the victim. A debt? We never knew anything about that. It's the whole truth. In combination of both due debt and business competition, your defendant thought it'd be best to cut them down rather than rely on unreliant payment. What a sly way of framing events. Let's prove her wrong in the cross-examination, Reimu. Sure, let's do that. Back to the case. Ms. Shame was correct that the defendant and the victim did indeed have a transactional relationship, but further investigating with the attention, that doesn't seem much to be to press on, but sure. If they had a symbiotic relationship, then there'd be no reason for Romanus to kill Tyro. We already heard you yap this argument. Would you please have the patience to let Miss Kaine continue? Alright. Is there indeed for us to that? Reveal the matter was buying highly exotic and expensive materials to maintain the high quality of his work. What kind of material was being procured? Was it really needed for his wares? Supposedly, it included silks from India, Southeast Asia, and China. Some of that material seems to have been 100 years old, from when the Silk Road still existed. Silk Road? They made an entire road out of silk? That must have been annoying to clean. Imagine all the bile that must have been on it. I don't think that's what it meant. Alright. However, the dedication that came at a cost, Mr. Maru was highly in debt to Mr. Morichika. The man was highly overdue on his debt. How come Mr. Maru was so in debt to Renosuke? Was it his store successful? On the surface, it was. However, the actual income of the shop barely made a profit. The main reason for this is that Mr. Mado severely underpriced his products. He was a generous man who didn't think that his luxurious good should be out of the reach of the poor. Combined with the amount of time that it even took to make one piece of clothing, it meant that he sold few wares without much profit. His wife was the one whose work actually brought him most of the profits, due to not using such exotic materials as his husband. However, the dedication came at a cost. This, in addition to the lower customer pull from Korendo. Let's hold that. This is ridiculous. Renosuke could have just refused to sell his material to the victim and wait for him to pay back the debt normally. Yes, that would have been the sensible option. Unfortunately, our defendant is not so sensible. That's a sign of our client's character. Unfortunately, the truth points to that fact. Yep. The victim visited Renosuke in his own accord that day. Yeah, that's what we believe. His wife, Honda's statement says that he went outside during the evening. Other witnesses from the house have also seen him head in that direction. He walked right into the lion's den, unaware of the financial fury he was about to unleash. Or he was making a routine purchase like he'd done a dozen times before. The prosecution is just assuming the context of the visit. It's the only theory that makes sense. How else did he die in this shop? You believe that during the day, the man had to be paid immediately when the victim was able to do so. Sure. The entire theory is built on one thing, that the victim was unable to pay his debt, and therefore was murdered as a result. And of course, the man was drowning in debt. He did not have any money to pay. Do we have any of the papers saying that he was in debt? Something about that seems wrong, doesn't it? Of course it does. Now we just have to find a way to dismantle it. So this time their theory has pivoted into assuming Renosuke killed someone over debt. Yeah, we need to prove that this isn't the case. Let's review the fact of our own investigation. Maybe we'll find something to counter that. Yeah. So, I guess the ledger would be something, but that's transactions made at Corndo. Sage Outfit Fixed Commission. Gap-free transport, 600 yen. Sold a plastic block with a glass screen. A creator of the automations, 20 yen. 28 stab wounds for a total 28 wound. Latest thing that appeared there. Well, I'm only thinking about this, but oh wait, can I present people? Oh no, these are just the people I've met. There's 2 other people in this game. Maybe not. I don't know. Maintain high quality of his work. Well, shit. Let's fuck, okay. Fuck. I'm so bad. Remind me when the victim visits Corando. Oh, here it is. Sometime in the evening. If you had to put a specific time, it would be after 5 p.m. And what is your point? I gotta say, you can weave up a fanciful tale, June. But your theory is just plain wrong. This is a page from Renosuke's ledger, taken from the day of the murder. And what does it reveal? A clear log transition of Renosuke selling flowers and dyes at 6 p.m. Now, who do we have visiting Cordo after 5 p.m. and what do they usually buy? Huh? That's right. None other than Mr. Mado himself. If he was really as poor as you might have said, then he wouldn't have been able to make this transaction. But this page of the ledger reveals one thing. He was still allowed to buy materials from Corando, and Renosuke himself would have accepted it. The defendant simply must have forged the entry. For what purpose would he have forged it? If he killed the victim, you might say, wouldn't it be better to keep the ledger cleared and remove any evidence that he might have visited the shop? Defense making a clear point. It seems that at the time of day, the murder defense still seemed the victim buy from him despite his debts. But if this the motive for the killing is moot, our theory still holds. He could have simply logged the transaction and afterwards began arguing about the debts, which led to the death. That's a stretch, and even you know it. Our defendant is fully in the clear. Good job, Reimu. You finally scored a point. I will admit, our theory might be a little far-fetched, but it's simply the most likely explanation. The motive could have been something we still don't know of yet. But that still doesn't change the fact that the body was found in Corando, the defendant's shop. Besides... I don't like that look. She has something with a sleeve. If you think our thoughts of Renosuke Michika as the killer is only conjecture from the body's location, then I have bad news for you. We have a witness who can exquisitely reveal the truth of us. Someone who saw the killer during that act. An actual witness? Who? Someone whose testimony will surely prove the killer is none other than her boss. Your Honor, I would like to request to call my next witness to the stand. Sumireko Usami. Sumireko? No way, why would she testify against her boss? Very well, she here? Yes, Your Honor. She's sitting right outside the chamber. I'll bring her over immediately. That's not your job, Kaine, that's bailiff. Name and occupation, please, peasant. Sumireko Usami. I'm a high school girl from the outside, but I work as a part-timer in Korando and under Renosuke. Sumireko Usami, the part-timer dream traveling schoolgirl. Sumireko, why are you here? I'm sorry, I had to get my viewpoint, and it just happened to. You couldn't lie, even if it would would cover Renosuke in such a matter as this. As it happened, the schoolgirl's testimony implicates your man in a big manner. Please, Reimuchi, you'll save Renosuke, right? I know Renosuke didn't do anything, but what I saw. It's fine, Sumireko. I know you only mean well. In fact, I think so long as you tell the truth, I think it'll somehow lead to his innocence. So don't hold back. Tell us everything you know. I think you'll come to regret those words. Now please, witness. Please tell us about what you saw 2 days ago on the day of the murder. Witness testimony 4. What I saw. Oh. Shit, sorry. So, like... Oh boy. I clocked in for my shift yesterday at, I don't know, 6, 7-ish p.m., obviously. Renosuke had me doing the usual boring stuff. Sorting through a new crate of pre-owned electronics, mostly just a bunch of phone phones with cracked screens and like a million different charger cables. Renosuke was holed up in his room the whole time, probably reading some boring old book. So I didn't actually see him for like hours. But then, at some point, I heard a knock on the door from the end. Oh, apologies, I'm yawning. Holy shit. But then, at some point, I heard a knock on the door from the inside. And then Renosuke's voice was like, "Hey, Sumireko, I've got an errand for you. Can you leave the spare key on the table? I lost my main one." As for the errand, he slipped me this whole note with a bunch of places that I got to deliver packages to. I had to go all around Gensoka like a personal go taxi and all that. So during one of the trips between places from the Forest of Magic back to the human village, I went to Koino to save time, and I caught a look at Renosuke. There was some kind of large bag with him, hauling it to the shop. Initially, I thought it was some old forgotten thing from our place, like maybe a body pillow of some old 80s anime that everyone forgot about. Something too embarrassing to be even seen with daylight. But with the fact of what happened yesterday kept to light and changed the vibes, well, I think anyone can assume what was actually in the bag. Witness, are you saying you saw the defendant holding a body bag? If that's true, then that's a big case against the defendant. Yeah, it's something as big as his body, and we searched through the shops, there was nothing that large in all of Korando. Well, except for the body in the closet. Are you serious? This is... What? You're going to doubt the little Psy girl over there? If even her mouth implicates the defendant, then there can be no more sure way to it. No, it must have been a misunderstanding. It couldn't have been like that. Ready to give up already? Or should I buy you some wet paper to cry on instead? No, we won't give up yet. There has to be some way we can get out of this. Some explanation. The defense may now cross-examine the witness. Please, Reimuchi, please tell me I'm wrong. I know you can do a good fact check of this. Just count on us, Sumireko. Alright. We will do this one. Cross-examination 4. What I saw. So, like, I clocked in for my first shift yesterday at, I don't know, 7-ish p.m., obviously. Okay. Can we... when was this taken? Map of Korando before the incident shows the bodies of her thoughts in the closet. Renosuke and Sumireko and the blues profiles, while the fairies are the small circles in the window. Okay. Don't really have much to go off of. Korando's main key. Hold on. You just immediately have that one. This is a small thing, but it could be the key to unraveling all of this. Pun not intended. What's wrong, Defense? Do you have something to say? Here it goes. Miss Usabi, you said the defendant lost his main store key, so we had to ask you for a spare, correct? Yeah, that's true. Yet it was mentioned in the investigation that the main key was found on Inosuke's person after his detainment. So what? He simply found the key later. What are you getting at? Yeah, the main store key is there. But what my interests point to is something else. Something that was not found at the scene of the crime. Tell me. June? Was the spare key ever found? No, it wasn't. Kindly searched all over the area and every nook and cranny of the building related to the case, but it was not found. And here lies my question. If Renosuke asked Sumireko for the spare key because he lost the main one, why is it that the spare key is the one currently lost while the main one was on his person? Sumireko, are you sure about what you saw, right? I swear it. Renosuke did ask for me the spare key that I had. Rimu. Could it be? Such a trivial inquiry. What does that matter if the spare key was lost? If the defendant had actually lost his main key, then why shouldn't he lose the spare one as well? After which he found his main key again. Or maybe even the defendant may have gotten blood on the key, so he hid it somewhere instead. There are many explanations. The defense is grasping at straws here. The whereabouts of that single key are trivial. The fact remains that... Hello? What is the meaning of this? You have already left the stand, Miss Kaine. My apologies, Your Honor, but I must correct the court's understanding. The key was found. When? Where? Why was I not informed of this? The discovery was made moments ago while I was off the stand. As affairs were being brought into the courthouse as potential witnesses, they were subjected to a standard search. One of them was found to be carrying a strange key. And I had just confirmed it was the spare key to Corndall. Yes, that's our chance. Thank you, Kaine. This... So what? It's but a key. No, it's not just a key. This revelation could unlock the whole entire case. Your Honor, I'd like to request the two fairies be brought to the stand. They have nothing to do with this. They were still the ones who revealed the body. Just for that, they were important, even if it's not the key. The defense is right. These fairies' testimonies could shed more insight on the case. Fine. But I hope you're prepared to deal with these babbling buffoons. Miss Kaine, are they ready to be brought in? Yes. They're waiting just outside the room. Very well then. We'll take a recess before resuming the hearing. I don't know what this will mean, but thank you, Reimu. I hope this will somehow prove Renosuke's innocence. It was your testimony that revealed it. Thank you, Sumireko. Gotta love it when you get the first solution quickly, yeah. Oh, finally a break. This has been the most mentally draining task I've ever done. I wish I could just take June outside and exterminate her like normal. But you still did great, Reimu. I know you out for your intuition was the right call. I myself do appreciate your firm defense of me, both. Reno, it's good to see you again. Tell me again, what was the last thing you remember on the day of the murder? Like I told you, my memory is fuzzy at that point, but the last thing I remember was being in my room, but... headaches? So by the time Sumireko was working... I should yawn again, Jesus. So by the time Sumireko was working, you were still there, but you didn't remember anything about the key? No, I unfortunately don't. Let me ask you another question. Was your room's door locked on that day? My door? No, the only thing unlocked is the entrance door as well as like my cases. Why do you ask? I have an itch to what it is, but I think it's the next testimony might confirm it. The court will resume shortly. Defense, prosecution, please get ready. Well, I won't have time to explain it, but I promise we'll get you cleared. I'm counting on you both. The court hereby reconvenes. Please call your witness to the stand. Of course, Your Honor. Who are you? Witnesses, your name and occupation, please. Of course. Silky Khan, I do pranks and I can make stuff go soft. Silky Condo, Soft Wool Fairy. Seam Fiber, I do pranks and can put stuff together. Fiber, the Messy Patchwork Fairy. And they call us the Two Fairies of Crafts. We can soften up any obstacle. Plus, nothing is impossible. Create any tool for the need, so that we can always succeed. Make all kinds of distractions, so we can go without any distraction. All to create the best pranks to our satisfaction. And what exactly are your powers? Oh, I'll answer. I can make anything go whee, so touching it feels all good and cozy. Our house is just a tree, but with my power, it's as good as a 5-star hotel. And how exactly does that help with making pranks? It makes so when we break our hands doing stuff. Wait, what the fuck? It makes it so when we break our hands doing stuff, it isn't as painful as it could be. What the fuck, Silky? Of course, hard stuff is still as hard. Only the texture will feel different. Yikes, so do you sleep on straight up wood that just feels like wool? My turn now, my turn. I can make any two things connect together. Patch them up, make them stick. Our bed is just a bunch of rocks and sticks, but with my power, it's as perfectly made as a kingly bed. Their living situation is worse than just sleeping on wool, huh? Well, at least his power seems a little bit more useful. Kiki had kids? Now, witnesses, would you please testify to what— Hey! What? Aren't you gonna ask me how my powers help in pranks? Silky, seems like you like my powers better. Nuh-uh, my power is better. Nuh-uh, my power— Shut up! Ah! See, this lady is scary. Please protect me. And can't you soften her up with your power? My power doesn't work on people, only objects. I'll ask this only once, or I'll put a curse on you that will make you wish your only worries were sleeping on rocks and sticks. Give us your testimony about the day of the murder, and how you got that key. See, what does that scary drill lady mean? I think she's talking about that prank, the one where you find a sleepy human in the closet. That one. It was so scary. But Silky, it was also our most successful prank yet. See, all this stuff is because of our prank. Oh, really? She must want to hear about our success. That's right, she must be a fan. May the witnesses please do as they're told. If you do not give your testimony immediately, we might have to resort to correctionary effort. It's her, the demon in purple, the half-mortal, the deathless, the fairy eater. You promise you will testify to everything we know. Just please don't hurt us again. Good. She tamed those two with a single statement. A sentence. Is there some history we don't know about Akio and these fairies? Sheesh. Even I'm starting to feel bad for them. Akio won't hesitate to beat up some fairies. Akio won't hesitate to beat up some kids, yes. Alright. Testimony. Actually. What is this one? Nah, I don't want to do that one. Fine, I'll just play normal. Objection. Not music. Pursuit? No, not Pursuit. The Prank of the Century. Actually, we just played that one. Suspense. So you're flying around trying to find some fun things to do. But then, I found this really cool looking building. But looking inside, it looks so quiet and boring. It needed some livening up. While you were trying to scout around the place, planning what prank we could do, we found it! The key. It was left all in mud on the ground. So dirty. So we took it. We figured out it unlocked the door, but the door just unlocked like that. It wouldn't be fun to just walk in without effort. So we made up a plan. First, Silky would soften up the window so they could be real soft to touch. Then Seam would patch up some sticks from the ground that we could use to smash the window. So we charged right in, broke the window with Silky's power. It didn't even scratch us, so you should have seen the surprise on the humans' faces. But we flew too far, too fast, I fell into the ground. But I accidentally hit the ground too smooth and slid straight from the window right into the closet. Hitting the closet wasn't too bad, because once again, I made it smooth. But when Silky got out of there, a big, sleeping human was finally facing us. It was filled with holes and red stuff. It was so scary. We screamed, and the girl screamed, and lots of people came into the store and we didn't know what to do. So there you have it. The fairies simply found the key outside. Do we really have to continue this waste of time? Everything else about the testimony tracks from what the investigation already knows. You fairies really are trouble. Vandalism is a serious crime. I better not see this such a prank ever again. Yes, sir, lady. Her Highness, we won't do such a thing ever again. I swear, just please don't do that to us. We heard the stories. Anything but that. Again, what sort of history does Akio have with these fairies? Well, have you ever read the Konsokyo Chronicle? Yeah, but only once, when Akio first showed the initial draft when she was young. Some of the things she writes about those fairies are... well, you can read them later. Is it really that bad? Anyway, we gotta focus on the testimony. It seems very normal. Well, as normal as fairies' testimonies can be. That's the enigmatic vat. It looks that way, but look at how they twitch. They're definitely hiding something. You think so? Not better to get it out of them. If Akio's death stare doesn't make them reveal it, then it must be something serious. Cross-examination 5, the prank of the century. So we were flying around trying to find something to do, but then we found this really cool looking building. Then looked inside, it looked so quiet and boring. Okay, well, so Siphon went right into the closet? How though? Rose consumer record on the blue and purple circle. The fairies are small circles in the window. How would you? Either you're extremely bad at that. Okay, I'm gonna do pursuit. There you go. Either you're extremely bad at direction, or you're lying. What am I lying about? Yeah, Silky may be dumb, but she isn't a liar. I'm not dumb. You're dumb. It doesn't matter which one of you is dumb if you're bad at lying. How are we lying? We prove it. We'll prank you to Red. We'll prank you too, Red Lady. Here's a map of Corn, though, recreated from before your prank. In this map, the closet where the body was found is denoted in red. What's peculiar about this is its location. It's very far back in the corner of the shop, obscured by the table and in between multiple other shelves. Siding on the ground is obviously impossible from here. The only things you can hit are the table and the other shelves. But even if you assume you took some turns that you forgot about, do you seriously want us to believe you slid in a straight line, took 2 turns right at the exact corner of the room, and then hit the closet where the dead body in the shop was? We got lucky. Extremely lucky. That is way too improbable. There's no way you would have accidentally crashed into the closet like that. Which leaves one other explanation intact. You were aiming deliberately for the closet. You're accusing these table-minded fairies of a complex conspiracy based on geometry. These are creatures of chaos and impulse. Their entire existence is a series of improbable events. So they took a wild, chaotic path throughout the shop. Is it really so hard to believe that in that panic and excitement they bounced off a shelf, ricocheted off a table, and tumbled headfirst into one of the closets you'll find suspicious? It's the most fairy-like thing I've ever heard. The defense is simply bluffing to get time. Yeah, I ricocheted, whatever that word means. Yeah, we were definitely not aiming for that closet. I mean, why would he aim for a closet as a holy person in it? Yeah, the mess someone told us it was having lots of jelly instead. Huh? Huh? Silky, you dumbo. What? What did you just say? I forgot I said anything. It was just... She meant she saw a person in her dreams telling her that there was jelly in that closet. Yes, that's all. You too. Do you seriously think I'd believe that? Who is this masked somebody that you speak of? Or would you prefer seeing what I can do to someone who lies in my court? No, we will talk. We'll talk. Anything but that, please, spare us. You better speak. Do not dare lie in my court again. Yes. We'll tell the whole truth now. In reality, the plan to prank the building wasn't ours. While we were flying around and happened to be near the place, a masked rogue person suddenly stood in front of us and stopped us. They asked us if we were feeling bored and wanted to do something fun. They got us right on. You're bored. There's nothing happening at all in the forest. So they told us something like, see that corridor building over there? It's a prime place for doing a prank. Yeah, but in particular, they told us that one of the closets in the shop had lots of jelly and other treasures hidden inside it. Silky's bad at counting, but I remembered exactly the position of the closet where they told it. So when we began planning our prank, I directed Silky towards that closet myself. Damn, Akio has aura. Who knew that treasure was gonna turn out to be a holy person? We were tricked. We were also told to never reveal that someone else has told us about the prank. That if we took the credit for the prank ourselves, we would become famous. Masky said that, but they also had a really scary voice when they told us not to reveal it. If I become credit for the prank myself instead, I'll turn you to the dust for making me associate with you. So do not say anything about me. Got it? I don't want to turn to dust. But turning to dust is way preferable to what a half-mortal lady can do. As for the key, well, it was me who took it. And Masky was telling us all about the prank. I noticed that the shiny thing on their pocket and secretly stole it. Didn't even notice a thing. I imagine how the look on their face must have been when they found out it was missing. It was surprising when I found out about it, for once. Silky did a once good and funny thing by yourself. Yeah, what's that supposed to mean by that? Are you calling me dumb? No, for once I'll call you smart for this. Do you know what all this info you revealed means? Huh? I don't know. This whole murder case thing is too complex for us. We just want to get out as soon as possible and play. And I decided if you're gonna turn to dust, we're gonna turn into smooth, fluffy dust. That kind of makes people cough. This info just changed the entire case. This confirms my suspicions. Your Honor, I'd like to offer a new theory based on the info we just acquired. That'll explain many things. Actually, robed person. I haven't met anyone currently with that description. Speak. What is your theory? It is clear that from the discrepancy about the keys revealed earlier in Sumerika's testimony, as well with the testimony of 2 fairies of craft just now, that there is a third party that we do not know of yet, involved with this case. And so it is my fear that Renosuke, who Sumerika witnessed, and the one who ordered her on the task to be away are different from our Renosuke. In other words, an imposter. There is someone who disguises our defendant in order to frame him for the murder of Mr. Mado. That person was the one who truly murdered our unfortunate tailor, then hid him away in the shop, and then ordered the fairies to accidentally reveal the body, so that it would be discovered if all lies are in Renosuke. A clear act which proves that our client is completely and utterly innocent. Don't be absurd. This does not prove the defendant's innocence. This imposter theory is unfounded. For all we know, that masked person was only trying to uncover the murder. It's not unfounded. How did the masked person get their hands on the spare key to Corindal? And why did they have it? The only explanation is that they were the ones who ordered Sumerika to leave it on the table so they could take it to themselves. That's... Order in the court. Order in the court. Hold on. I want to do this one. Suspense. Defense. You put up a good argument for the innocence of the defendant. Yes. However, the details of the case are still muddy. Especially with this revelation, the prosecutor is right. It's still not entirely clear that the defendant is innocent. It is apparent that more investigation is required. Therefore, the court will be adjourned for tomorrow. Holy shit, this game is long. This is the end of the jam version of the Touhou Turn About Freds. There was not enough time to finish the entire script. But the story will be finished soon in a post-jam update. Thanks for playing. Holy. That was really fucking good. That was really fun. Oh, wow. I hope my save data, like, saves, because I... Oh, okay, yeah, okay, it does. Save and quit. There we go. Honestly, I was expecting something more closer to a starter case in length. Yeah, wow, this took 2 hours long. This is 2 hours. Oh, I did not expect that. Wow, okay. You know what? We have... Yeah, that almost took an entire stream. Jesus. You know what? We can play one little thingy. Yakuza now? I can't. It's late. You know, I will probably play Yakuza next week. Good evening, T-Mac. Wow, hello. Also, yes, the Discord thingy is still on. There we go. We will... What shall Gloomy Eater, Jam Pack, what's this one? Uh, bu- 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 I think I might just end it here. This was a very long stream. Minos Prime. The F-44-201 tank is still outside for June. uh, I might leave it here for today. I'm gonna make sure that next stream we're gonna play some more Yakuza. This is probably gonna be the last day of. Actually, let me just quickly see. Let me just quickly see. Check something. Streams. I want to see if there's anything else I want to do next week. Currently, I have no. I don't really have don't see any much else to play. That would be interesting enough. I think this will be the last one, the last game I play for Touhou Game Jam 13. I think actually is what's voting? Okay, you still have 3 days. So you still have about until Saturday? No, Sunday. October. Wait, hold on. What? Yeah, submissions is closed and voting is not in progress. So you can vote for 3 days still. For voters, actually. If you want to see any of these really cool games, win the Touhou Game Jam. Anyhow, I currently don't see any other cool ones to play yet. There's still 3 days left, and just because the voting ends in 3 days doesn't mean that nothing else can be submitted. Actually, wait, is submissions closed? Yeah, submission is closed. Okay. I think this will be the last. What's this one? What? Hold on. Wait. Alice is scary? Okay, I might do this one next week. This is really cool, apparently. Stay silent in the atelier. What's your favorite game from the game jam so far? Okay. If I had to say my favorite one, I think it would be definitely Koishi's Crafty Quest. The way the art looks and the gameplay, how it felt, was really pretty and really fun mechanical wise. I would definitely like to see more of this. If it does eventually become a full game, which I really hope it does. Then I think shared second place would be Shimamaru's Slanderous Streak, just because it's comedy, and Touhou Turnabout Threads. I'm a rather big enjoyer of Ace Attorney. I say enjoyer, I'm not too big of a fan. I enjoy the medium, but the gameplay can sometimes get a little bit boring and long-winded. The comedy here one is just really well done. What else did I play? Oh, also, I also played. Where's Shanghai? Shanghai does the melody one. Where's Shanghai does melody? Fuck! I hit my mic. Is it not in here? Where are you? Shanghai arranges melody. I think this one's pretty cute. I think this does not have to be. If this is another game I really want to see more of, because of but it's a short game. It's definitely not all too scalable, which is a bit of a shame. Although if there could be a little bit more mechanics added to this game, it would be definitely a more enjoyable if it were to be a more fleshed out game. What else? Yeah. So I think Koishi's Crafty Quest I want to see a full game of. If they change the mechanics for Shanghai Arranges Melody a bit, add a bit more engaging, add a little bit more engaging mechanics to this one, I also would love to see it. Lettersmith, I think just overall is a pretty stable title. I'm not all too big for a word search, and the difficulty can be a bit high. I didn't complete this one, sadly, because of its difficulty, and overall, I'm not too big of a fan of a word search. That's just a personal thing. Artwork and design is pretty well. It's really well done. I also would love to see more of Shamamaru's Slanderous Streak. Definitely. Very, very interesting. Though a little bit more hinting or telemetry about what not telemetry, but a little bit more hints on the alternative routes would have been nice. And Touhou Turnabout Threads is already a pretty long fan game. Like, already we're 2 hours in the stream. That's pretty long-winded. So, of course, it's a tourney game. So the thing is a little bit less original than some of the others, but the formula used here is pretty good. But yeah, I think those were. I think I very much enjoyed those ones to be more full games. Apologies, I have to. But I do think that you should support every single one of these creators. They've all done a really good job in such a short time as well. And despite this being my last stream on the Touhou Game Jam 16, I do suggest you go and check out the Touhou Game Jam Discord, Twitter, Blue Sky, all of their social media stuff. And if you have the time, you can go and vote for what is your favorite. That's all I have to say about this, really. I have not tried every single game. I sadly don't have all the time for that. I don't have as someone who is still in school, I do not have too much free time in this case. I'm curious about the Nitori Dungeon game. Let's we can check it out. Just quick look at the page. What is this all about? Nitori is about to release a new RPG called Nitori Quest, and she's looking to ensure her game launches success. In order to do so, she decides to host a demo session in the Human Village, racking up good reviews. This demo version of Nitori Quest, however, is actually secretly controlled by Nitori herself, an attempt to make every player experience a tailor-made version of Nitori Quest, in hopes of getting better reviews from them. You get 2 menus to work with: the Act menu, which lets you decide which action the enemy will take next, and the Vars menu, which lets you fiddle with the battle mechanics, alter the outcome of each attack. Oh, okay, this seems kind of fun. To play. I might do this one next week as well. Anyhow, I must thank you for. What the fuck happened? Hold on. Did someone just get banned? Oh, did BenFeedMe get auto-modded? Probably. I will have to look at that later. Anyhow, I will end stream here for today. I'll probably check out what the hell is happening with them. Too many emotes. Oh yeah, I see. Yeah, I don't like emote spam. So let me try that again. I don't think the mute lasts long though. Let's see. You know what? We can do You know what? Who should we do, Shaq? Who should we? I should stream again soon, but school, yeah. I will stream a little bit more after the exams. I will have a very fun stream planned. And I'm gonna already excite you all for that, because if you've been in the Discord, raid message. That's a good question. What should we? If you do exclamation Discord, you will see a link to the Discord, which I might be doing a January funny stream after my exams. There we go. Anyhow, what should our I think our raid message should be objection. I think that should be our raid message for today. I will raid. Let's do. You know what? We've been doing a Ponderful streak. Let's raid Ponderful. Let's have a let's annoy her a bit with objection. They're playing Hollow Knight Silksong, and they're in a Wriggle Okujection. That's even better. Yes, even better. There we go. Why is it not showing on stream anymore? There we go. Okay, did music just die? Bruh. I think music just died. Why is it doing that? That's so weird. Okay, whatever. RIP music, yeah. Should be back soon, I guess. There we go. I want to thank you all for watching the stream. I will be back next week, Wednesday, most likely, with a little bit more of Touhou Jam 16, and most likely we're going back to Yakuza 0. Anyhow, I'd like to wish you all a very good night, and to take care.